The NASCAR Cup Series race at Atlanta was a good watch, and in some ways it was great to not have something that was high energy, high drama as the past few weeks have been. Even if we still got an overtime finish, and even if there was still some shocks and surprises along the way, it was quite a nice narrative to follow that was also relatively simple to follow over the course of the evening. So let's start off with the story of the race. Stage 1 got underway relatively cleanly and was almost entirely quite clean. The first caution of the race ended up ending Stage 1 because of the size of the shunt, where Kyle Larson lost control of the car going through Turn 2, and Chase Briscoe drove into him. Didn't really see him, he was largely unsighted, making it 2 playoff drivers out in Stage 1. Then, after a second caution in Stage 2 for debris, we saw Tyler Reddick start from the back after a collision with Carson Hocevar on pit road, which isn't the only time we saw something like that happening. In the final stage, we saw Chase Elliott getting squeezed between Ricky Stenhouse and Corey LaJoie as Elliott and then LaJoie were leaving their boxes. And at the same time, I think, leaving his box, Elliott had contact with Cindric, who was going to pit into his own box. So this is just something that we saw quite a bit this race. Not quite, was it Truex and Larson at Homestead, where Truex got spun round into his box? But yeah, we managed to have the not big one with around 60 to go. Buescher getting into Blaney, who tapped Truex. We also then saw a pit stop for the likes of Wallace and Gibbs, who had to run the front, and they got that from not pitting. Truex lost 2 laps from it. What's funny was with 10 to go, the Walmart sign gave up, which is a second debris caution. But yeah, whilst Logano and Suarez managed to clear Gibbs, who he'd been running really well and was so close to getting himself into the round of 12 for the first Cup Series win, which is one of my previous predictions. We got overtime by Bragson getting hit by Burt in the mid-pack. Then we got the final overtime restart, which was very entertaining. Denny Hamlin, who was running at the back saying, "Oh, I'm going to make sure I don't get involved in any incidents," gets involved in that last lap incident and is just outside the top 20. I think his average running for the day was in the mid-20s. Not the best start for some playoff drivers, which, well, let's get into the payoff picture, shall we? And with Joey Logano advanced, and hoping that his even-numbered season good luck charm helps him a bit further, it's actually a Penske that's in the best position to follow him through. Ryan Blaney is 45 points above the cut line, with Bell in third, 40 points above. Then it's our regular season champion Reddick on 33, who's level with Byron. I'm not going to go through the rest of the playoff grid, but what I will say is, on the bubble, Denny Hamlin and Ty Gibbs are 2 points and 1 point to the good. Then 1 point out is Brett Keselowski. Burton 16 points out. Truex is 19 points out, the driver of the 19 car. And Briscoe is 21 out. Now, that sets up this massive dilemma where they're all going to have to push. I mean, heck, Larson is technically at risk. Because say Truex wins, and he's been good at road courses, you've got Watkins Glen up next. That puts him 1 place closer to it. And when you got a Hamlin, a Gibbs, and a Keselowski, there's 2 of your drivers below the cut line and the 1 just above it. You are going to be under threat. So, I mean, at the same time, when you look at the schedule and you see that it's Bristol afterwards, you might think, maybe there's a bit less of a risk. But at the same time, there may be even more for Larson, because you could say, hey, Truex wins at the Glen, then Hamlin wins at Bristol, and then Larson is dependent on performing well at the Glen. I mean, he did do it before. He shoved his teammate out the way to do it, but he's done it before. And needs to hope that he gets lucky at Bristol. Or doesn't get unlucky, I guess. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.